How is it to be celiac in Italy? Well, when you first got diagnosed as celiac, you say, oh my god, what shall I do? Everything is made by pasta and pizza in our diet. So you just realize that you are not so lucky, but if you just search a little bit, you go on internet, you get in touch with the organization, the celiac organization, you discover a whole world. A whole new world of gluten-free products you can buy almost everywhere. Gluten-free foods available at restaurants almost everywhere, but you should check the organization where for sure you will find what you're searching for. And you also have help from the government in terms of money to buy gluten-free products, which are a little bit more expensive than normal food. That's pretty much it. It's not so bad to be celiac in Italy. I can say it's nice.
I think it's quite easy to be a celiac in Finland because they really know what is like gluten-free diet, and if you go to eat the restaurant, they have like mark like the menus, like there is like gluten-free mark, and you can also ask from the waiter, like, do you know if it's possible to get this food like in gluten-free? But it's also really expensive to be a celiac in Finland, like all those gluten-free food, it's like really expensive. We got the money from the government in Finland, like they gave every month like 21 euros to their gluten-free diet, but now they are rising up the money like with couple euros, and like I think that's like really good thing, like couple more euros, and you can buy like flowers or something like more bread in every month.
For me personally, it's easy to find gluten-free food in Switzerland. We have a lot of foods in really big supermarkets. There it's easy to find the common brands like Share, DS. We can find a lot of gluten-free food in grocery store or pharmacies. It's a little bit more difficult to eat gluten-free in restaurants, and there is not a lot of gluten-free restaurants in Switzerland. But if you ask the kitchen to have something gluten-free, naturally gluten-free, like a salad, if you really find nothing, then it's easy to find also in Switzerland gluten-free restaurants. The problem is the financial side. Living in Switzerland is expensive, and gluten-free food is also expensive. So we don't receive any money from the government, and that's maybe the biggest problem as a celiac, the financial part. But as a result of being celiac, it's not so hard to live with a great life in Switzerland.
It's very nice because in Norway people are very positive about being a celiac. We say that we are not sick if we eat the right food, then we are healthy like all of the others, and that's important to remember. And we also get a support from the government because the gluten-free food is a bit more expensive, so we get about 250 euros every month. And we also attend to many different events all over the country and meet different kinds of people and build a network. So we also have sort of a punchline in the Norwegian Celiac Youth Organization. It says positivity, initiative, confidence and knowledge. And that's important to be happy as a celiac.
Living in Germany as a celiac is not a big problem if you're in a big city, because
you have organic food stores. In bigger supermarkets you also have a range of gluten-free products that you can choose from. Depending on the city, there are several bakeries. They bake like once or twice a week. Some are only gluten-free, but if they bake once or twice a week, they'll clean up their whole like baking place, all the ovens, everything, and you can be sure that it's safe and gluten-free, which is really great because you get to eat fresh gluten-free bread. I'd say if you're in charge of your diet and catering for what you need, it's not a problem at all because you get everything. Maybe you have to plan ahead. If you live in the countryside, you have to organize your shopping and you have to know, what do I have in the house, what should I buy, do I still have flour, whatever, but you'll get it in the next bigger city usually. We don't have a lot of frozen gluten-free food, like pre-packed stuff. Eating out isn't a huge problem. In bigger cities again, most restaurants can cater for gluten-free diets. Sometimes you will get weird reactions being like, gluten-free, oh right, that was that, but you can't have milk, then you should be careful, but that can happen anywhere, it's not that frequent. Compensation-wise, money-wise, if you're celiac, well, you're celiac and you have to pay for what you want, and if you want something special, you pay more if you want gluten-free products, and if you buy a lot of bread or a lot of flour, that's gonna cost you more money, and there is no compensation for that from the state in any kind, in any case. If you live on social welfare, you're eligible to some 60 euros of additional money, but if you are a normal working person or a family with a normal income, you're kind of left alone. Hospitals usually know what they're doing. If you get diagnosed, you might come across a doctor who is really good and who will tell you everything, and a dietitian or a gastroenterologist, if that's what it's called in English, who really knows their stuff. But it's always good to go to the German Celiac Society, because in many cases doctors are just like, yeah, you're celiac now and don't eat bread anymore, don't eat pasta anymore, and that's it. And that leaves you quite alone. So you have to Google and find out where to get all the information you need. For me, it's not a problem to be celiac in Germany because I can cook for myself. I like doing all these things and planning ahead and knowing what I will eat. Sometimes it's annoying if you go out and you're like, oh, I'm hungry now, but there are just bakeries around and you can't have it. But that's why if you plan ahead, it's not a problem. It's not a big deal.
So basically, life is getting better and better. Nowadays you can find gluten-free products in almost all big supermarket chains. But when it comes to going out to restaurants, life becomes a bit tricky for celiacs. Because normally waiters are not that aware of celiac disease. But when you talk to them and explain everything, they are most probably willing to help you. So in general, finding food or going out eating is not that big of a deal. What for some might be a problem is that prices for gluten-free products are quite high, but I guess all of you know this from all the countries in Europe. And in that case we have really good funding from the government. So if you're under 18 years old, or you, I think it's now 24 years old and you're still studying, you receive up to 200 euros from the government per month, and later on you can deduct some costs from your income tax. So prices are a bit higher for gluten-free products, but yeah, it's necessary and you can afford. In Austria we now started a good working youth group, we have a good channel, Celiac Society. So normally you get all the help, the support you need, and I think life being a celiac, you can be happy as well, because you have a lot of good products, you have a lot of opportunities like summer camps, winter camps, meetings, and you always get to know nice people, so life as a celiac is quite great.